The Decade of Do, Insights Shaping the Future of Marketing and Communications, written by Richard Brett, Bridget Young and Brian Corrigan, with the help of the OPR team. Narrated by Richard Brett. The Decade of Do is a new era of marketing and communications where talking is replaced by action. It's a time where telling becomes doing. A time when actions speak louder than words, and those actions are focused on making a real difference to people's lives. As we enter this new decade, we've seen a schoolgirl start a global movement by taking the afternoon off to protest against climate change inaction. In the first days of 2020, we've seen a comedian raise more than $50 million Australian dollars through social media to support recovery efforts following Australia's devastating bushfires. And a 6-year-old has raised more than $300,000 American dollars for the same cause by making and selling clay koalas. This makes him the youngest doer we've found so far. We've also seen the leaders of multinational corporations admitting that future success must be measured by more than the relentless pursuit of profit. The schoolgirl, as you know, is the Swedish climate change activist Greta Thunberg. Since first sitting outside her school gates in August 2018 with a sign saying "Schools Strike for the Climate," she's become the global face of climate change action. She was just 15 years old at the time. She's since addressed the United Nations twice with a "How Dare You" speech, making headlines around the world. She was named Person of the Year by Time magazine in 2019, and at the time of writing had just been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize in 2020. If there's one person that embodies the spirit of the Decade of Do, it is her. Although it's easy to complain about the world's problems and throw your hands up in frustration because nothing can be done, she's shown all of us that we can make a difference if we really care. She's not alone. Australian comedian Celeste Barber tapped a global nerve when asking her Facebook followers to raise $30,000 Australian dollars to support the Rural Fire Service as it battled the bushfire crisis. Her appeal was personally motivated because her mother-in-law had been evacuated from her home on the south coast of New South Wales. Within a week, she'd raised more than 50 million Australian dollars. The Sydney Morning Herald reported that more than 1.2 million people from at least 75 countries donated, with a Facebook spokeswoman calling it far and away the biggest fundraising effort it had ever seen. The cause has been taken up by many others around the world, with 6-year-old Owen Coley raising more than $300,000 American dollars at the time of writing from his home in Hingham, Massachusetts. He started making and selling clay koalas after his Australian dad, Simon, told him about animals being killed and injured during the bushfires. As young Owen and his family struggled to keep up with demand for his koala models, which he'd offer to anyone making a $50 American donation to a GoFundMe page, people around the world started offering to join the production line. This included groups in Japan and Poland.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?